The Elephant and the Ant, a story about respect and humility. Once upon a time, in a vast green jungle, there lived a mighty elephant. He was enormous, towering over all the animals in the jungle, and he was very proud of his size. His large ears flapped like giant leaves, and his long trunk could reach even the tallest trees for food. His legs were like thick, sturdy tree trunks. The elephant, because of his huge body and strength, believed he was the most important animal in the jungle. He thought that no one could challenge him or cause him any harm. The elephant often used his size and strength to bully the other animals. When smaller animals, like deer, monkeys, or rabbits passed by, the elephant would scare them for fun. He would sometimes block their paths, force them to run away, or even throw water on them just to show off. The other animals were afraid of the elephant and tried to stay away from him as much as they could. They didn't like the way he treated them, but they were too scared to speak up because he was so big and strong. One day, as the elephant was walking through the jungle, he saw a family of ants marching in a straight line on the ground. The ants were small, almost invisible to the giant elephant, but they were hard-working creatures, always busy collecting food and taking care of their colony. The elephant, with his usual arrogance, laughed at the tiny ants. He felt that they were too small to matter. He thought to himself, "How can such tiny creatures be of any importance in this world? They are nothing compared to me." Without any reason, the elephant decided to play a cruel trick on the ants. He sucked water into his long trunk from a nearby stream and sprayed it all over the ants. The tiny ants were drenched in water and scattered in all directions, trying to save themselves from the sudden flood. Some of the ants were separated from their family, and they struggled to get back together. The ants were frightened and confused by the elephant's cruel actions. One small ant, who had been with his family, was especially brave. Even though he was tiny, he was not afraid to stand up for what was right. He looked up at the giant elephant and said, "Why are you doing this to us? We have done nothing to harm you. We are just minding our own business. Please stop bothering us." The elephant, surprised that such a tiny creature would dare to speak to him, roared with laughter. "You dare speak to me, a mighty elephant? You are so small and weak. I can crush you and your entire family with just one step. Be quiet, or I will stomp on all of you right now." The ant felt angry and upset. He knew that he and his family were small, but he also knew that they had value. Just because they were small didn't mean they deserved to be treated badly. The ant decided to teach the elephant a lesson, one that the giant creature would never forget. Later that night, when the jungle was dark and quiet, the elephant went to sleep under a large tree. The ant saw this as his opportunity. He quietly climbed up the elephant's large leg and made his way into the elephant's trunk. The elephant was sleeping peacefully, unaware of the little visitor inside his trunk. Suddenly, the ant began to bite the soft inside of the elephant's trunk. The elephant woke up with a loud cry. He felt something itching and biting inside his trunk, but he couldn't figure out what it was. He shook his head, flapped his ears, and swung his trunk back and forth, trying to get rid of the discomfort. But nothing worked. The pain grew worse, and the elephant became more and more restless. He began to trumpet loudly, waking up other animals in the jungle. The elephant tried everything to stop the pain. He rubbed his trunk against the tree, dipped it in the water, and even tried rolling on the ground, but the little ant kept biting him. The elephant, who had always been so proud and confident, was now helpless. He had never felt such pain and discomfort before, and he didn't know what to do. Finally, the elephant couldn't take it anymore. He begged, "Please, whoever you are, stop! I can't take this pain anymore. I'm sorry for whatever I did. Please stop hurting me." The ant, hearing the elephant's desperate cries, spoke from inside the trunk. "It's me, the little ant you bullied earlier today. You thought you were so big and strong that no one could hurt you, but now, see what a small ant like me can do. You must learn that being big and powerful doesn't give you the right to treat others badly." The elephant was shocked to hear that it was the tiny ant causing him so much pain. He had never imagined that such a small creature could make him, the largest animal in the jungle, feel so helpless. The elephant realized how wrong he had been to think that size was all that mattered. "Please, little ant," the elephant pleaded. "I promise I will never bully anyone again. I understand now that everyone, no matter how big or small, deserves respect. Please forgive me and stop biting me." The ant thought for a moment and then said, "I will stop, but only if you truly promise never to hurt others again. You must remember that everyone, even the smallest creatures, has a place in this world, and no one deserves to be mistreated." The elephant, humbled by the experience, agreed. "I promise, little ant. From now on, I will be kind to all the animals in the jungle. I will never use my size or strength to bully anyone again." With that, the ant slowly crawled out of the elephant's trunk. The elephant was relieved, and he thanked the ant for teaching him such an important lesson. From that day on, the elephant kept his promise. He became a friend to all the animals in the jungle and treated everyone with kindness and respect. The other animals noticed the change in the elephant's behavior and were happy to see that he had become a gentle and caring giant. They were no longer afraid of him and started to enjoy his company. The jungle became a more peaceful place, where all the animals, big and small, lived together in harmony. Moral of the story. The moral of the story is, never underestimate anyone, including yourself. The elephant learned that even the smallest creatures can make a big difference. He also realized that true strength comes from kindness and respect, not from size or power. The ant taught him that everyone has value, no matter how small or big they are, and that we should all treat each other with care and respect.